Hey treasures, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I have about, I would say like 20 minutes to film this video, and I have to be as clear and concise as possible. And if my breasts are out, it's because I'm wearing a Shein outfit that is like a little bit too small by the shirt. So anyways, I'm going to tell you guys about the time that I wasted my damn time dating this man who was quite honestly the worst and most psycho person I've ever dated. And if he ever sees this video, he is going to hate me forever, but honestly, I hate him, so I don't even care. If you want to know about the time that I'm going to be getting back my ex by telling this story, then let's continue. So I am going to tell this story, and it's probably going to be like a two-parter, three-parter, because there's a lot that happened in a short amount of time. But I posted a video, I would say a couple months ago, and I had stated in that video that I had basically started dating this guy, and so we're going to start from scratch. So I met this guy through one of my good friends, and for the sake of the story, we're going to call him, I'm so shady, I want to use like his real name. Because honestly, the story is pretty much, for anyone that knows me, like the warning and like everything that they didn't see. If people watch this video and they know me, it's like there's a lot of things I didn't tell people that happened, but it did. So yeah. We're going to call this boy, because he's not a fucking man, that's for sure, Kiddo, because he's like a fucking child. So we're going to call him Kiddo. He was about 7 years older than me. So I'm 27. And I was 26 when this happened because I just turned 27, and he is 32. So my friends, a lot of them are actually older than me, and if they aren't older than me, they're actually like really, really mature, because I don't know, I just fall into like the older crowd with how I am and my maturity level. And so this one day I was hanging out with my friend, and this was after work, and usually her and I will go to get like dinner, or we'll go to this like karaoke bar, nightclub type of thing. So we were debating on where to go, and so her boyfriend called her, and honestly we're just gonna call it her boyfriend, but that's a whole other story. So her boyfriend called her, and obviously, you know, I know my girl, she wants to go and hang out with her man, but at the same time she wants to be a good friend to me, and she doesn't want to ditch me to go hang out with her man. So she's like, do you want to come? And I'm like, listen, I will go, but I am not about to be a third wheel. Like, you better make sure you bring Disco. And Disco is this boy that I met through her like a long time ago, and I didn't really like him per se, but him and I exchanged Snapchats, and I just didn't like him, so him and I like spoke a little bit, but it wasn't any big deal. And I'm like, if you bring Disco, like, I'll come, because I do not want to be a third wheel. And she's like, yeah, for sure, don't worry, he's gonna come. So we ended up going to this place, and it's like a restaurant bar. And so we walk in with my friend and me, and we walk in, and I just see this line of just guys. And so there was this first guy that I had never seen before. The only people that I had ever seen was Disco and Disco's friend. Keep in mind, all these guys are my friend's boyfriend's friends. So we walk in, and I just see this line of guys, and I'm like, oh, okay. And it kind of just seemed like every single guy when I walked in was like staring at me, like checking me out, but like not even checking me out because like I was attractive, but like checking me out like oh, like kind of like analyzing me. And so I walk in, and I say hi to Disco, because obviously like I know that I'm here for him, basically. Like, I know that I'm supposed to be talking to him, so because he's the only person that I know. So I go and I sit next to Disco, and the thing that I didn't like about Disco was the fact that Disco was so damn fucking shy. And I do not like shy guys, because I just feel like the guys need to do the majority of the work to like get the girl. And so if I have to be making every single damn conversation, not for me. So again, like, I'm sitting next to Disco, and I'm like, hey, what's up, how are you? And he's like, hey. And I'm just sitting there like, are you for real right now? And my friend's sitting next to me, and her man. And so I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm gonna need a shot. So the bartender comes around, and he asks me if I want a drink, and I order my drink. I don't remember what it was at the time, probably like a vodka cran or something. And then my friend and I take shots. And obviously, as I'm getting like loose or whatever, because the alcohol is running through my body, I'm starting to talk more because I just get chatty whenever I'm like tipsy. And so I start talking to Disco more, and I'm asking him questions about his tattoos and everything like that. I'm trying to get this man to damn talk to me, and he's talking. He's just not asking me any questions back. So I can't keep up a damn conversation if you don't ask me anything about myself. Like, I felt like I was losing my mind. I was like, I don't know how the hell to get this person to talk, because he won't fucking talk to me. Like, he won't ask me questions, and I'm doing all the freaking work. Oh, so I remember I go to the bathroom, and my friend comes with me, and I'm telling her, I'm like, girl, like, he's so shy. I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't do this. Like, I have mans talking to me. I don't go and I don't make the conversation. I feel like I'm trying so hard for someone that I don't even really want. Like, and she's like, just like, keep trying to talk to him, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, oh my God. So then we ended up going outside, and I guess everybody knew that I was coming, and I was coming to talk to Disco, because whenever we were outside trying to debate, like, where the night was going and, like, what we were doing. This is a Monday night, by the way. We were talking, and, like, one of the guys, we're going to call him, damn it. We're going to call him Diddy. So Diddy is talking, and then Diddy's like, so, like, trying to talk to me, and he's, like, flirting with me and stuff, and I was like, and I'm looking at Disco, I'm like, this is what you need to be doing. Like, take some damn advice. Like, watch this. So I'm talking to Diddy, and Diddy is honestly, like, absolutely, like, not my type. And so I'm, like, talking to him or whatever, and Diddy's like, so how come you like the white man? Like, why do you have to go for the white man? And I was just like, I'm just like, that's just, like, my type. And he's like, well, what if he doesn't want you? And Disco's just standing there, and he's kind of, like, shyly, like, smiling, like, and I was like, then I'm on to the next, but that's who I want. And then there was this other guy there, and that happens to be Kiddo. And Kiddo is my type. And Kiddo's there, and then he's kind of, like, smiling, and he's like, ooh. And I was like, Kiddo was cute, and I noticed him straight away. Like, he was, like, the first guy when I walked in. And I was like, who is that? Maybe he's not with them. Like, I don't really know, but he was cute to me. And so I'm like, So then I end up going, and we end up going to, like, Disco's house. So we end up going to Disco's house, and I'm talking with my friend or whatever, and then I end up talking to Diddy and somebody else, because Disco's there, but he's not freaking talking to me. And I'm just thinking, like, oh my God. And my friend tells me in the car as we were going on our way there, she's like, how Disco stopped her when she was walking to go outside to smoke. And he's like, why is your friend so shy? Me? I'm the shy one? I literally thought she was joking. There's no way you're telling me that he said that. And she's like, just talk to him, just talk to him. I'm like, this is a damn joke. Like, how does he get girls in the outside? Because I really and truly don't know how girls, like, approach, like, anyway, I digress. So as this is happening, I remember there was something that happened at the restaurant that we were at. And so when we went back to Disco's house, it came into, like, a whole big, like, debate on what that should each person have done based off of what the results were of what happened. And I know I'm being quiet on purpose because it's not really, like, an important part of the story. But anyways, so I see Kiddo, and he's debating this side. And the way what Kiddo's position was on this debate was, I literally was looking at him, and I'm like, I know exactly what he means. I know exactly why he's saying that. And basically what he was arguing was the safer route, so that no one ends up getting in trouble and no mistakes happen, and, like, everyone stays safe. And I was just like, I'm there. Like, yes, I feel you. And so I'm watching him debate this, and I'm just looking at him, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so hot. Like, I understand exactly what his motives are. I know exactly, like, the type of person he was. And I know it's weird to say that, but that's literally how I felt. I felt like I knew exactly what his values were. I learned it in that moment. And the entire night, I was basically just kind of, like, watching everybody, because I'm very much, like, an observer of my surroundings and everything like that. I just always did that. So I'm watching him, and I'm realizing all these things about him that him and I haven't even really spoken yet. And so let's fast forward a little bit. Disco's still not talking to me. And I remember I went over to my friend, and I was like, I really think Kiddo is, like, kind of cute. Like, and my friend's like, really? And I was like, yeah, I don't know what it is about him. And she's like, and I was like, but I can't switch, obviously, like, that's wrong. And she's like, no, like, do your thing. And I was like, are you sure? Like, I don't think that is, like, is cool. And then she's like, no, like, do whatever you want. Like, they don't care. And I was like, I've never been in a planet where a guy doesn't care if you jump to another guy, especially in front of him, even if you're not his girlfriend. So I was like, I don't know about that. And so at one point, this is at like 4 a.m. by the way, I had to go to the bathroom. So I'm like, can I go to the bathroom? So I end up going to the bathroom. And when I'm walking out, Disco comes in, and Disco is like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I just finished up. And then he leans in to kiss me. And I was like, hallelujah. This is exactly what I've been waiting for this entire night, for you to just be a man and take charge. Thank you, Jesus. And so he leans in and kisses me. It's like a good kiss and everything like that. And he's like, so are you staying here tonight? And I'm like, we'll see how that goes. And so I end up walking outside, and I'm about to go sit with my friend, and he's like, where are you going? So I go and sit next to him. I'm like, okay, you're being a man now. I don't know what happened. I don't know why you had to have 100 beers, but you're being a man now. Okay, cool. And so I'm sitting next to him, and then he's like, I'm going to finish this beer, and then you and I are going to go to my room. And honestly, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I was all for it. So I was like, okay, cool. So then he sits and finishes his beer while I'm talking to his friend, and then he opens another one, and I'm sitting here thinking, are you serious? And then I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, fine, one more, another two. Then he opens a third one, and I'm thinking, oh my God, again I have to wait? No. So I remember I was texting my friend on my phone, but I was just texting in the notes, and I sent it to her, and I'm like, I think I'm going to go for Kiddo because he's looking really good right now to me. And again, like, he was like talking and everything he was debating, like, I was just so drawn to him from the moment I saw him, that I was like, I have to go for it. Like, he's wasting my time. I don't like him. I'm just like solely focused on like Kiddo. So my friend's like, go for it. So I get up, whatever, and Kiddo's leaning against like this car. And so I go and lean next to him on the car, and then he immediately puts like his arm around me, and he starts like whispering in my ear. And keep in mind, this is all happening in front of Disco and his friends. Like, he starts actually like biting on my ear, like hard, honestly. And I was just like, okay. It literally was night and day. Like, Kiddo versus Disco, night and day. And Kiddo had it on a wrap. Like, for me and my speed, he had it on a wrap. And so then I'm looking up because Disco's right in front of me, and Disco literally is chugging beers now and crushing them and throwing them on the floor. Like, and then all of a sudden, like, while me and Kiddo, and I turned to look at Kiddo, and him and I were speaking, Disco gets up, and then everyone's like, where are you going? Where are you going? And he's like, I'm going to sleep. And he gets up, opens the door, and like, he couldn't slam it super hard because people lived upstairs, but he like barely slams it. And everyone's like, oh shit. And then they look at me, and I was like, you win some, you lose some. Anyways, I'm going to cap up that story right now. And if you want to know the continuation, then wait until next week. You can get me right.